is coming. While on the 27, 28, and 29, this is more of a terrorist or police bad news and secret coming
month.
to the light. Yes, I'm giving you dates are just a few days ahead of you so you don't forget. But we can push you much further down the line. We're going to do that later, I guess.
We will talk about that. Also, speaking of that, around July of 2010, you predicted that during that time, a California natural disaster will bring millions to surrounding states, especially Arizona. And this calamity, which you predict is an earthquake, will be happening during one of your SOS deadly uranic windows.
That's correct.
So let me see, that's around July 10, around a full moon in July of 2010.
You got that right. So just be prepared now. This negative energy can turn physically into the political front and affect you know, the Tea Parties, our President Obama. It can affect all sorts of things, but natural disasters are highly, highly prone to that date to transpire and take a lot of lives.
All right,
just be ready.
We'll keep our ears open for something happening around a new moon in July in California.
Full moon.
Full moon, I'm sorry, a full moon. The full moon, yes, you said the full moon. Excuse me for that. Thank you for correcting me that.
That's all right, honey.
And in regard to the real estate market in this country, that you see the financial situation in regard to that improving as we move on through 2010?
That's correct. It's already started. You know, back in December 2007, I mentioned on Coast to Coast that America would be going through a serious restructure of this economy, which happened. It will end in August, and it will take all the way up to March 2011 to be completely back together. So March 2011 is when finally everything will be back together for America.
Okay. What do you foresee or predict for deadly diseases for the rest of this year?
Well, the good news is that we are moving so fast into the age of Aquarius that technological advance on the medical front will be allowing our doctors to use tremendous technology to battle cancer. And that nasty disease can easily, but can be finally be won. But we're not just there yet, but we are very much on the way.
Yeah, my father, God rest his soul, passed away from lung cancer. Suffered a lot in 2005. It was rough, so I can look forward to something like that.
You bet.
And I wanted to ask you too about extraterrestrials or disclosure or UFO, anything. Do you see anything for our governments disclosing anything at all this year? Anything?
They will have to. They will have to. The entire educational system has to be completely restructured. The transportation system will be changed. No boundaries anymore between Mexico, Canada, and the United States. We are coming towards that new energy. Oh, it's interesting.
So we're going to be Canamex.
Exactly. We are going fast in that area.
You heard it here.
Sorry.
Oh, well, I wanted to ask you too, in either July of 2010, this year, or January of next year, you state that the Army and Navy will restructure and grow drastically in power and technology with serious possibility of reinstating the draft due to foreign power nuclear threats.
So you're talking about Iran and
Israel?
Israel, indeed. They will do something with time. They will have to erase all this cancer, so to speak, to make sure that they don't pay the price at the end.
You mentioned something around either February or August of 2011. Iran will bomb the nuclear Israel will bomb the nuclear facilities of Iran.
Exactly. It has to come to that point because they will not be able to join the community. They are not able to rationalize. They're a Neptunian country which is geared by religion, emotion, and passion. They all want to die. So other people don't want to die. So they got to act like they did before so that they can protect their own people.
Oh, man. Serious
it's going to happen, and President Obama will play a very, very big part on that decision. It may be under the table, or it may be announced publicly.
I understand his popularity rating in Israel now is running somewhere around 4% or so. So we'll see what that.
It's all under the table. You don't want your people believe what they see.
That's right. What we're given on the news.
Exactly. You don't trust anything they tell you underneath. It's all manipulated. President Obama is working with Israel under the table, but it's it's politics. Put it this way, politics.
As usual.
Yeah, and President Obama in the process has set enough. One of the reasons why I'm not coast to coast anymore because I'm too honest. When you start to announce that our president has a high chance to end up his life dramatically, shockingly, either through a plane crash or being assassinated, that doesn't make people very happy. On the TV show that I was doing last night, they called, the management of that TV station called and asked them to change direction when it comes to predicting the death of President Obama, or talking about politics, or talking about religion. That's not the case on your show, God, thanks for that. So I can be me, I can say the truth, and I don't have to spare anyone because when I see it happening.
And we're commercial free. We don't have to follow anyone's. Well, we can say this or we can't say that. The only thing that we probably can't do is yell fire, fire, or do illegal things and everything. But other than that, we can say what we'd like.
Exactly. That's why I'm here with you. I love it.
No censorship. Thank you. I wanted to ask you too. We'll mention the coast-to-coast situation too after we get to this. But I wanted to ask you, and you predicted that for March of 2011, there will be a total restructure of the real estate, or our country's infrastructure, and possibly Mexico, I believe that you said.
Yep.
And where the market will experience its highest and lowest levels ever.
Exactly. A lot of people are going to learn Spanish. A lot of people are going to learn English. A lot of people are going to move to Mexico. A lot of people are going to move to Arizona. Things that are going to be happening on the West Coast will do all sorts of things. The entire transportation system, the entire educational system is changing. You've got to be no more newspaper. It's all electronics. The new age of Aquarius is kicking in full speed. Anything, absolutely anything, everything can and will happen. Be prepared. It's interesting.
And so many of the newspapers are now going out of business, or they're going just electronically because people aren't buying a lot of newspapers anymore. They're getting the news from the internet.
Yeah, well, it's happening. It's happening.
And I wanted to ask you too that around soon after 2011, and going into 2012, you predict that America's image and security will return.
Exactly.
And that soon after June 2011 and December 2011, or December 2011, the entire legal, educational, and religious system will be on the way to implode and restructure itself.
This is exactly what I was mentioning earlier, because I'm a little bit ahead of you. I'm sorry.
No, it's your
taking
show.
Directions. I just channel information as they come down. But I'm glad you confirm what I just say in English, so your audience can listen to all this.
And you also say that cancer will be conquered following an increase due to electronic exposure?
To an electronic device.
An electronic device. So this will be, like possibly something that works on an electronic level over a certain energetic level.
Not to forget that cold fusion will also be a new way to propulse. So everything to do with cars is changing. Everything to do with transportation is changing. The entire foreign countries are going to become together in one block. As I said before, a lot of people will be forced to travel, to learn languages. They're going to be forced to expand outside of their little roots. It really is some very incredible Aquarius time, and I'm so glad to be one of the leaders of this age.
And speaking of Aquarius time, around this time, you also predict that England will see radical changes in power, where many of the members of the royal family will project their true human selves with dramatic experiences. And the royal family may also suffer death.
They will.
And you also state that the man-made king-queen status will begin to crumble because of the, quote, all equals energetic pull of the new age of Aquarius.
Well, this is exactly what this new age is doing. And you have to remember, President Obama was born, with the tail of the dragon in Aquarius. So to the eyes of normal people, he's seen as very radical, being eccentric, being egocentric. But at the bottom of his heart, he has that togetherness, that universality. Is responding karmically to God's will. That's why he's our president, and he's doing things that will be remembered forever, and he will be reelected.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see that. That was one of my next questions.
Oh,
but
I'm so sorry.
No, you were I was going to ask it anyway. So sooner or later, I was going to ask it. So that's not a problem. You say that President Obama will be reelected in 2012.
Yeah, but not without a battle. If my prediction doesn't come true of him dying dramatically, shockingly, either through a plane accident or being assassinated. Okay. Let's remember that.
So that's a serious threat on his life then. If he doesn't succumb to the serious threat on his life, he will be reelected in 2012. Is that how you see that?
As a matter of fact, I see him.
All righty, and
so that's a protection for him.
There we go, bringing us to 2012, the end of the age of Pisces and the beginning of the age of Aquarius. Is this?
That is probably
not an accident.
This is probably the most exciting prediction that I have, because as there is more opportunities to listen to people like you,
Thanks.
Their guests, that would be me. My newsletters that goes out there educate people. A new perception of the creator and his tools through his design will be appreciated, will be learned, will be understood.